now talking about the playoffs, and how do you get tickets? I know we've mentioned about the putting down deposits for season tickets and partial plans for next year, but do you have any word on also when public sale will take place?
Public sale will start on Tuesday night, March 22nd at the Capitol Center, beginning at 6 p.m. at the Capitol Center. Anybody coming out to the game against St. Louis will be able to purchase tickets for game A and B, the first two games, which will either be Wednesday and Thursday, and we hope they are going to be Wednesday and Thursday if we finish first or second, April 6th and 7th. If we finish third or fourth, they would be Saturday night and Sunday night, the 9th and the 10th of April.
So that's the game against St. Louis, and we've been seeing a lot of sellouts lately, and I imagine, tickets seem to be getting scarcer and scarcer as time goes by, but I guess there still are some seats available for the Islander game coming up Friday, and of course the rest of the season throughout.
Right, we have 6 home games remaining. As of the time we went on the air tonight, we have about 500 seats left for the game against the Islanders. Sunday's game against New Jersey is completely sold out. The game on March 25th against Philadelphia is completely sold out, and April 2nd, our last home game against Pittsburgh, is sold out. So we have tickets remaining for March 22nd against St. Louis when we go on public sale. And I should also mention, Al, we will go on sale beginning at 10 a.m. the next morning on phone charge, which, as you know, I've always said is 4320200, and we'll go on sale at all ticket outlets as well on Wednesday morning. And we have tickets remaining for March 29th against Detroit.
I know you look at the schedule, and it's kind of interesting how the Capitals down the stretch now playing some big games. That's not by accident. That's, I know, by design. And you're already working on next year's schedule. You've been working on it for quite a while. What goes into developing the schedule for the regular season for the Capitals?
You've got to look at this board. It exists in an office in Montreal where they put up all 840 games. Then you go up and lobby for the games. People think it's done by computer, and it's not. Each general manager and marketing director goes up, and we work it out. You have to submit 50 home dates that you want to play. Then you go in and lobby. There are specific things we always want to get. Weekend dates, as many as we can, Friday nights, Saturday nights, Sunday afternoons once the football season's over. We are already working next year on the basis that I believe we're going to have 32 weekend dates out of the 40 home dates. I mean, we're pretty far along. And then what happens is you go in and lobby pretty hard, and then the week after you go, about 16 other people from other teams go in and try to take away what you've done. So then David and I go back up to Montreal, and we lobby and say, no, we don't want what you made that switch with Winnipeg. We want that game back. And if you're pretty persuasive, we get it back, and then John Ferguson comes in, and he's pretty big, and he's bigger than David, so he tries to exert some influence there, too.
All right, Lou, we appreciate the visit. And as Lou mentioned, you can get your playoff tickets. Call the Cap sales office right now, 386-7000. Sales rep standing by if you want to get your seats already. If you don't have them, on March 22nd against St. Louis, you can pick them up.
On that basis, people are in the office. People have asked us what that is. You can put a deposit down for season tickets, get an actual seat that you want reserved for next year or for the partial plans.
All right. Thank you, Lou. We'll return with more intermission activity from Madison Square Garden after these messages on DC 20.
More. It's a 1-1 hockey game between the Washington Capitals and the New York Rangers after one period of play. Mike Forens and Al Koken welcoming you back once again to our hockey coverage tonight here on DC 20. Well, the Capitals sure got going early. They wanted to get on the Rangers right away, and they did that not only with the goal scoring, but also in the shot department. The Rangers came back and used that power play, though. That's a predictable way for them to score, and that Norm McIver really moves the puck. He likes to creep in. He did what he does best, and that has gotten the Rangers back into the tie.
Well, the Capitals played a pretty strong first period, did nearly everything they wanted to do. As you mentioned, jumping out on top, of course, was key. But when you limit the Rangers to only one shot on goal while at even strength, you know you're doing a great job in that regard. But that's why you cannot afford to give them too many chances. Caps gave them one too many chances late. It cost them, but we'll see how that jumping ahead and if Capitals can maintain pretty much of the momentum, or has it swung around. You know how late goals will always boost a team up.
Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard right now and see what's happening elsewhere around the National Hockey League. One other Patrick Division team underway tonight. That's Pittsburgh. They're at home in a game they have to win. They've got to win all of them, don't they, the Penguins? They're playing against Toronto tonight. Ken Regan is in goal for the Leafs. Steve Gwinnett for Pittsburgh. And it's 3-0 Penguins. Mario Lemieux has his 58th of the year. Doug Bodger and Dan Frawley have also scored for Pittsburgh. Frawley's goal was shorthanded. And in basketball, the Bullets have a 54-52 lead at halftime. There are 3 other games in the NHL that are later starting. Montreal at Winnipeg, Detroit at Minnesota, and Vancouver is at Los Angeles this evening. Be interesting to see how it's going to shape up here in the final days. That last playoff spot still up for grabs. The Rangers are trying to put themselves above that, though. You talk about them trying to just catch the Islanders now. It's probably the best approach for them to take. They can't be looking behind them and worrying about Pittsburgh and New Jersey. They've got to set some high sights, and they've done that.
Well, they certainly have. They've got a game in hand on New Jersey, so that is tonight's game with the Devils out of action. They also have the same amount of games that the Penguins have left, and it's interesting that this is the last home game the Rangers have against a Patrick Division opponent, and out of the remaining 9 after tonight, only one Patrick Division opponent left in that, and that's a March 27th meeting with the New Jersey Devils. So the Rangers' fate will be pretty much decided against teams from outside of the division, including the final game of the year here in Madison Square Garden against the Quebec Nordiques, while the Capitals, of course, was just the opposite. They've only got 2 non-division opponents the rest of the way.
All right, we're underway with period number 2. The puck thrown back inside the Ranger zone. And Chris Nyland of New York starts out, brings it ahead to Maloney. His slap shot is deflected and sails up into the seats. Pete Peters playing his 3rd game in a row tonight. From the draw, Gary Galley for Washington pushes it back inside the Capital zone, and it's played by Hardy back out to center. Kelly Miller drops it back into the Washington end, and here's Scott Stevens ahead now to Miller. Taps it into the skates of Ridley. Ridley goes back for it. Back passes looking for Miller, and now Ridley takes it across the line himself. Here's Mike Ridley trying to center for Gartner. He's tied up behind the goal by Hardy. The Rangers come out. Maloney leads it ahead to Michel Petit. Petit to the blue line. Carries it in. Nyland checked by Miller. And out come the Capitals with Mike Gartner leading the attack. Gartner's wrist shot right on, and Van Beesbroek makes the save and covers up.
What a great season for Mike Gartner with the 45 goals, of course, but the pressure he puts on a defense is tremendous. You watch him hold on to the puck, skate around sometimes, and you just see how sometimes people stand there and watch him of the opposition. Other times they just start chasing him around, and that creates openings. You got a guy with that type of speed, then his wingers and the centermen could work with him and to sneak into those open areas. It's just amazing the way Mike Gartner never seems to tire. From first period to third period, back-to-back games, it doesn't make any difference. He's got that fluid motion, and he's such a great skater, it doesn't seem to wear him out.
Wrist shot by Hatcher, knocked down right in front of the Ranger net. It's played to the corner now and sent outside the line by New York's David Shaw. Here's Thomas Sandstrom across the blue line. Over to the backhand for Dahlin, and the play is called offside by linesman Ron Finn. Dahlin doesn't like the call.
No, Ulf Dahlin drafted as a center iceman back in '85. That was Craig Patrick, the then general manager of the Rangers, picked it. Dahlin, as we mentioned, drafted as a center, has been playing mostly wing this year, but because of the injury to Podubny, is now playing at center. .18:40 to go here in the second period. Washington won, the Rangers won. The puck cleared back inside the Capital zone. Peters roadblocks behind the net. Here's Rod Langway. Flips it ahead now for Pavonka. He drops it back, and at the Washington line, Christian charges ahead to center but loses the puck. Ulf Dahlin comes back in. Hatcher's got him in the corner. It's thrown around the sideboards to the point, kept in by Shaw. Now Erickson tries to flip it on goal. That's blocked, and here's Shaw backhanding it in front, and Langway is able to make the play. He clears it out. Now it's still loose. Cleared to the point. Kept in by Dahlin. His drive right on. Pad save made by Peters. And Christian is able to flip it off the boards out to center ice. Here's Gustafson. Has it taken away and sent back into the Washington zone. Line change-ups now for both sides.
Rod Langway starts out. Throws it out to center ice. Michel Petit back to the Capitals blue line. Langway steals and finds Hunter. Here comes Hunter. Over to Rod Langway. Leads it back inside the Ranger zone. Into the corner goes Gronstrand. He's hit hard by two Capitals. Both Corriveau and Hunter piled into Gronstrand behind the net. Now Larry Murphy steals the puck. Gets it inside the Ranger zone. Steve Leach keeps it in. Takes a shot that's wide of the net. Over off the sideboards, it comes out to center, and the Rangers clear it all the way down back into the Washington zone. Peters plays it up the boards. Ivan Corriveau starts out to center ice with the puck. He dumps it back inside Ranger territory at the side of the net. The puck thrown in front. Here's a shot blocked right in front. Michel Petit was able to make that block, and a big one it is for the Rangers. There's a break in the action with a score. The Capitals won and the Rangers won.
Remember how easy it was driving your Subaru this winter? No? You don't own one? Well, spring's coming, and during Subaru's Wheelin' and Dealin' Days, driving a new Subaru has gotten even easier with huge savings on front-wheel drive 87 and 88 models. Choose from America's #1 selling import wagons, luxurious sedans, sporty 3-door coupes, and even sleek XTs with standard features like AM/FM radios and rack and pinion steering. Subaru's Wheelin' and Dealin' Days make it easy to drive a Subaru, no matter what the season. But you'll have to wait another 9 months for winter, something these savings won't do.
Face off to the left of John Van Beesbroek with 16:46 left in period 2. Still a 1-all game between the Caps and the Rangers. Al Koken and Mike Forens with you from Madison Square Garden tonight on DC 20.
The puck cleared out to center ice, and the Capitals again take control, but it is sent ahead on the right wing for Dion. Now in. Here's a shot on goal by Hardy, and a save made by Pete Peters of the Capitals. Out comes Larry Murphy. Murphy on the attack. Gives it to Adams. Adams centers. Gets it right in front of the net, but Franciscetti held off the play. Now Greg Adams pokes it right in front on the backhand. Here's a drive by Bobby Gould. That's sent wide to the corner. Marcel Dion leads it to the Washington line, and Murphy has it deflect off his stick back inside the Capitals' end of the rink. Here's Ledyard, throws it to the corner. Dion right there to pick it up. He tries to center, and Murphy blocks it. Now it's cleared back for Maloney. Maloney for New York. Over to Leach. He centers right across the goal mouth and just missed his teammate Sandstrom, who was parked right in front of the Capitals' net. Here's Dion out to center, and Ledyard takes it away and pushes it back inside the Ranger zone. Chris Nyland on the right wing. Tries to shift it out. Gets help from McIver. McIver tosses it in. Back inside the Washington zone. Peters roadblocks behind the net. Scott Stevens puts it back of the goal. Gets the return pass now from Gary Galley. Out to Mike Gartner. Gartner works to the center line. He's across the blue line inside the Ranger zone, and McIver takes it over now for New York. He flips it off the boards to center ice. Left wing side, Sear bowls his way past Galley to the corner, and here's Stevens with the puck behind the net. Two Rangers collide. We had Nyland and Sear bumping just to the side of the Washington net. Now Wrigley has been upended. Hit by Chris Nyland. Here's a hit on Stevens by Sear. Stevens goes back after Sear and cross-checks him. Let's see if there'll be a penalty call. Nothing so far from Kerry Fraser, but a pane of glass has come loose on that hit on the sideboards. There's a break in the action with a score. The Capitals won.
You missed the number for Cap sales reps that we talked about to guarantee yourself those playoff seats. It's 386-7000, area code 301 to that. 386-7000 for the Cap sales reps who will tell you how putting down a deposit on a season ticket or partial plan next year guarantees yourself the best home playoff seats for all of the Stanley Cup playoffs this spring.
Washington had outshot the Rangers 10-4 after the first period. New York has outshot Washington 2-1. We've played over 5.5 minutes here in the second period. Michel Petit rushes to center ice. Gets across the line with Erickson, but the Rangers are offside.
Michel Bergeron has remained fairly consistent in his defensive matchups on the forward lines, starting out the game against the Ridley line with Gartner and Miller, with what has become his top checking line of Sear at center, Maloney and Nyland on the wings. That takes Jan Eriksson away from Mike Gartner. That is normally the matchup over the past few seasons that Ranger coaches have thrown against the Capitals, putting number 20 Eriksson against Gartner. But tonight, Eriksson pretty much has been swinging against David Christian, the right wing on the line with Gustafsson and Pavanka.
Alf Dahlen leans in to work the draw now and swipes it from Christian, brings the puck back inside the Ranger zone. Michel Petit trading passes with Jari Granstrand. 1-1 score here in the second period. Hatcher out at center ice finds Gustafsson. He's across the line, but he's bumped by Granstrand. Now Pavanka into the corner. Tries to work it loose, gets help from Gustafsson. Granstrand plays it back, hoping for a face-off, and Gustafsson now goes to get it as it comes free. Gus centers it. It's blocked in front by Petit. Christian has the puck, walks in, tries to center, walks in with a puck, a shot, a save, rebound, cleared to the corner. Michel Petit hammers it up the boards now, and Sandstrom pushes it out to center ice. Here's a 2-on-1, a pass over to Eriksson. Back they go, and Dahlen fires it in past Peters. Rangers lead 2-1.
Well, it's great work by the Rangers. The Caps get caught off ice with that 2-on-1. Watch how Pete Peters is pretty much backing into the goal. It starts with a great save by Van Beesbroek. Kevin Hatcher, in an effort to try and keep the puck in the zone, you'll see him try and make the move there, misses it, and gets caught in between. And here go the Rangers, the 2-on-1. Now, Rod Langway knows he's got Sandstrom there, but he moves over to Eriksson. Now, watch Peters. He's pretty much backing up into the net, and that gives Sandstrom a much better angle to shoot at, or rather, Dahlen, excuse me, a much better angle to shoot at.
Eriksson and Sandstrom get the assists at 6:27. Alf Dahlen's 26th goal of the season. New York leads for the first time in the game, 2-1. Puck cleared back inside the zone, and here's a hard hit. Oh, Van Beesbroek barreled over by Hunter. Van Beesbroek is throwing the punches on Hunter, and now everybody jumps in. Scott Stevens comes in and tries to grab on. Larry Murphy's underneath it there, and Ivan Korovo also involved. Pete Peters staying in his goal, although Van Beesbroek is out there as the New York goaltender, and Hunter has to go back to the penalty box. They get rid of him right away, and now there are a lot more Rangers in that corner than there are Capitals. Now, if Peters comes out of the net, he immediately gets a penalty as well, and Van Beesbroek has gone back to his crease, leaving his teammates to mop up. He got it started and then took off in a hurry. He was hit by Hunter as he went to play the puck on the sideboards. Ogrodnik and Stevens holding on, and Mark Hardy has been broken up from Ivan Korovo, and they're going to take them to the penalty boxes now too. These will be the first penalty calls of the second period. We had 14 minutes, all minor penalties coming in the first period. There's a break in the action with the score, the Rangers 2 and the Capitals 1.
Anxiously awaiting the calls from Kerry Fraser. Fraser doing the correct thing and discussing it with linesmen Ron Finn and Ray Scapinello. The two captains there are in that little semicircle by the bench. Now, here's how it all begins. Van Beesbroek goes out to play the puck. Now, in theory, he is allowed to be hit. It rarely happens, and it's almost like the courtesy. You see how quickly Ogrodnik, I guess that is, jumps in there. Korovo continues then to fly in as Van Beesbroek started to wail away. Now, here's another look at it. Any member of any team on the ice who touches the puck is allowed to be hit. But you just don't do that to the goaltender.
Well, he charged him, too.
Yeah, and yeah, that's the other thing. And the Rangers are right to go after Hunter in that situation.
But if the same thing had happened by a Ranger player, why, this place would be going crazy thinking that it was a great play. No question that Hunter went in there and took an awful good run at the Ranger goaltender. But Hunter's here to try and stir things up.
Well, he certainly has accomplished that, if anything.
Here come the calls.
We can understand why Michel Bergeron is upset, but those calls pretty understandable when you saw the replay. No question Hunter deserves a charging call, and he gets it. Corvo and Hardy roughing calls, but Van Beesbroek, instead of just letting the call get made by Kerry Fraser, started to throw punches and gets a roughing call as well. So the Rangers will not have the power play that they thought. General Manager Phil Esposito is also giving it to Kerry Fraser. When Bergeron stops, Esposito starts, so the Capitals get a break there. There would have been a power play for the Rangers if Van Beesbroek hadn't to start throwing punches.
So Hunter gets the original for charging. Van Beesbroek roughs him back, and then Corvo and Hardy for roughing. And Phil Esposito's not a happy man.
We ought to start a pool. How quickly? Well, first of all, Nyland's out on the ice right now. How quickly will either Nyland or Patterson get after Hunter as soon as Hunter's back available for duty? I'll guarantee you it won't take long.
Here goes Gartner into the corner now for Washington to Miller in front of shot, and a go! Miller had the original, and the rebound bouncing off Van Beesbroek and came right back out in front of the net, and it was slid into the goal by Mike Ridley, or was it Mike Gartner? I think Ridley got it, and Washington has tied the game at 2-2.
Off the faceoff, you think the Rangers may be thinking intimidation, retaliation. You think Van Beesbroek has got his mind on something else here. It's a second chance goal. Rare when we've seen him tonight, because the Rangers and Caps have both done pretty good jobs of clearing the puck. Now out of this pack, out comes Ridley along with Kelly Miller. Miller to the net, picks up the pass from Gartner, makes the stop, but Van Beesbroek uncharacteristically down on his knees and not in control of the rebound. And Mike Ridley pops it home. Great pass from Gartner, good shot from Miller. Van Beesbroek can't control it, and no defenseman there to help. The Caps have tied the game after that flurry and all the penalties.
Time of the goal, 6:59 of the period. Here's another minor call coming now. This is 2 for roughing, and there's a break in the action with the score. The Capitals 2 and the Rangers 2.
Well, the New York Rangers finally will have the power play that they've been screaming for the last couple minutes, as Mike Ridley is giving a roughing call at 7:14.
The Washington scoring play, Ridley's 25th of the season from Gartner and Miller at 6:59. Rangers now with a power play advantage. This game tied up at 2-2. Here's McIver to start out. Stolen puck. Gustafson kept it in, but now it comes out of the zone and is quickly dumped right back in by Stevens. McIver forced to play it. Leads it out to center ice. Here's Dion throwing it back inside the Washington zone. Peters makes the play off the corner boards, but Dahlin traps it there, puts it behind the net. Now Stevens to chase it, clears it off Bobby Gould. It's sent by Dion back to the corner. Sandstrom with it to Dahlin. Dahlin wheels in the corner. Throws it back to Sandstrom behind the net. He puts it in front of the goal. It bounces away, and here's Gustafson coming out. A 2-on-1 break. He's got Bobby Gould with him. Gustafson a shot. Saved by Van Beesbroek. Deflecting it wide. Back come the Rangers on the attack. 3-on-2 Ranger break. McIver down the middle. Blocked by Langway's stick. McIver with the puck to the point. To the side of the goal. Sandstrom fires. Just misses wide. Behind the net now for Dion. Here's Dion, bumped by Langway. We've got another penalty call coming against Washington. And now Sandstrom gets tied up in front of the net with Gustafson and Stevens. And Sandstrom and Stevens talk it over.
And this was only going to be on Scott Stevens, and look at Scott Stevens' face. I think that's a little bit of a remnant from Boston. We'll go over these penalties when we return, tied up at 2. They were going to be coincidental penalties. Kerry Fraser blew the whistle with the Caps in possession of the puck. That's why I thought Scott Stevens was going to get a call, but the only man in the penalty box, Thomas Sandstrom, for slashing at 8:31. Now you see Scott Stevens checking him out. Well, there's obvious. Right across the knees is the slash from Sandstrom. Now Gustafson gets in there. Sandstrom gives Stevens another pop. Stevens has something to say to him. But Kerry Fraser makes the call on Sandstrom for slashing. So the Rangers lose their power play opportunity.
Time of the penalty, 8:31 on Sandstrom for slashing. Caps with pressure inside the Rangers zone. Played away by Van Beesbrook to the corner. Outside the line to center ice. Here comes Kissio to the red line. Captain Kelly Kissio of New York. Wrist shot. Pad save made by Peters. And the rebound grabbed by Ridley. At the blue line, it's picked off. Here's Kissio. Tried to make one pass too many, but now he finds his man, and they fire just wide. Great scoring chance for Kissio there, but he shot it wide and high. Rangers wind it up again in their own zone. Petit back to the Washington line. Here's Larry Murphy. Murphy turns in the corner out to Pavanka. Now back to Mike Gartner. Pavanka comes back to Ridley, right wing side. Gartner a slap shot, a save, and the rebound cleared away from in front of Van Beesbrook. 50 seconds left in the Ranger penalty to Sandstrom. We still have Hunter and Corvo in the box for Washington. Here's a shot by Pavanka, loses control of the puck. It goes wide, and now Gartner chases to the corner. Gronstrand to the point, kept in, and back come the Rangers on the attack. Eriksson challenging Ledyard down the left wing side. Tries to get by, throws it behind the net, and into the corner comes Gustafson with the puck. Bengt Gustafson for Washington. 20 seconds remaining in the penalty call to Sandstrom of New York. Here's Gustafson to the point for Stevens. Charging in, looks for Adams, finds him, and it's played away by Kissio from right in front off Greg Adams' stick and cleared back to the Washington line. Scott Stevens starts back now. Penalty about to expire to Sandstrom. Stevens with the puck. The Rangers are at full strength. Francis getting to the corner, throws it off the side of the Ranger net. It's picked up at the side of the goal, and now Gould is cross-checked to the ice, knocked down. Back come the Rangers on the attack. Drop pass at the point. Here's Sandstrom. Fires, and Peters with a stick save. The puck loose. Turned around. Sandstrom's shot is blocked. It hit Francischetti right in front of the net. But now the whistle blows. And play has been called.
But the net has come off its mooring.
And that will stop play here with 9 minutes and 8 seconds left to go in period number 2.
So the activity, the Rangers coming down. There you see the drop pass. Now Maloney heads to the front of the net. Slap shot in. Peters backing up against the post, and then that collision forces the net off of its moorings. Well, the Caps return home for another big Patrick Division battle. This one against the New York Islanders on Friday. 8:05 face-off. We still have seats available for you. And all the remaining home games, by the way. And you can purchase any of those tickets at all area Hex Ticket Centers. Call phone charge at 202-432-0200 or the new 800 number. Dial 1-800-448-9009. Operators on duty at those numbers until 10 p.m.
Well, the penalty boxes are empty for the first time since the incident where Hunter ran down the Ranger goaltender Van Beesbrook.
And Joe Patterson out on the ice for one of the first times in this period with Dale Hunter also on the ice. Keep an eye on that.
Adams ahead now for Hunter. He charges to the line, is slashed by Kissio. He gets in. Grunstrand tries to play it away. Hunter tries to work it loose, gets it behind the net. Here's a shot right across the goal mouth wide. Adams chasing it behind the net, tries to get another crack at it. Picked up by Patterson. He flips it over the Washington bench and into the crowd, out of play. Captain Kelly Kissio of the New York Rangers heads back to the New York bench.
Mike would like to pass a hello and get well wishes to Tom Alkire, who is in the hospital. Has been unable to attend the weekend games at the Capitol Center. He's watching us tonight on DC 20, so we hope Tom is feeling better and see him out at the Cap Center soon.
2-2 the score. Washington has outshot New York 16-8. 6 shots to 4 favoring the Capitals in this period.
Here's an interesting situation. The Rangers have had trouble recently on face-offs in the defensive zone. Here's Marcel Dion, who's normally out there in offensive situations, and the Caps beat him here.
Hatcher fires. Pad save made by Van Beesbrook. Here's Langway a drive. That's knocked down. At the side of the net, Adams struggles to catch up, and Dion flips it to center ice, but Langway's there. Rod Langway throws it over now to Kevin Hatcher. Hatcher works to the blue line, gets inside the Ranger zone. His wrist shot is blocked to the corner by Van Beesbrook, and it's captured now by New York's Marcel Dion. Here comes Dion to the red line. Feeds it across the blue line for Sandstrom. Tries to get by Hatcher. It's thrown wide of the Washington net. Into the corner. The puck comes out to Dale Hunter. Hunter leads it ahead now for Hatcher. Hatcher gets across the line inside the Ranger zone. He's checked in the corner. The T follows him. The puck still along the sideboards. And finally now Dion comes ahead to Patterson. Patterson across the line. Taken out by Ledyard. Dion's drive blocked and chased to the corner. Here's Kevin Hatcher. Picks an opening and clears it all the way down now to ease the pressure. The Caps are looking for a face-off, and they'll get it here. Icing is the call. With 7:38 left to play in the second period. Well, Mike Gartner got the goal scoring started for Washington in the first period on a power play goal, his 45th goal of the year. And then McIver tied it up with his 9th of the season, also with the extra man advantage for the Rangers. Here in the second period, we have heard from Ulf Dahlen, his 26th, and Mike Ridley of the Capitals, his 25th of the year, to tie the game at 2-2.
Mike Brian Murray has seen his team continue the pretty strong skating play that they got on track in the third period against the Rangers on Saturday night. Continued all through the game against Boston, even though they were outshot by the Bruins. They were skating so much better, and they've done it tonight with a 19-8 advantage.
Wrist shot bouncing, and it goes in the net. It was a high shot deflected downward, and it completely threw Peters off. He had no idea it was coming in where it bounced in. The Rangers have taken the lead 3-2.
Let's see if this doesn't hit Nyland, but the key is the face-off. The Rangers have been having problems, but Sear wins it cleanly here. There's Nyland in front. I think he's the guy who may have gotten his stick on it. You saw Pete Peters get a glove on it. Capitals are claiming that Nyland hit it with a stick above the shoulders. But I think Nyland will get the goal. He changes the direction upwards a little bit more. Peters got a little piece of the glove on it, but not enough to stop the puck from bouncing in. The Rangers on top 3-2, and their face-off play was the key there. They've been having problems with it tonight and lately, but it turns out big for them that time.
And number 22, Paul Sear.
Hardy and Sear get the assist.
The time 12:26.
At 12:26 on Nyland's 10th of the year. Here's another whistle to stop play. The face-off will be held out at center ice. And Chris Nyland, who provides so many things to a team, is providing goal scoring here of late to the Rangers. Had a big one last night that broke the Flyers' backs in the closing minutes.
Well, anytime you get a goal out of Chris Nyland, it's a huge bonus. As you mentioned, with so many other things that he does besides the intimidation and toughness factor. Here's another look at it. There's Nyland in that crowd in front. According to Kerry Fraser, the stick was down below the shoulders. Pete Peters couldn't come up with it cleanly as it changed direction. But Ron Greshner, who's been a New York Ranger for 12 years, said Chris Nyland is by far the best team player he has ever been with.
Puck cleared back inside the Washington zone. The Capitals are trailing 3-2. Here comes Scott Stevens. Starts ahead to Bengt Gustafsson. Gustafsson to the blue line. Gets inside the Ranger zone. Passes off to the corner now, and Gary Galley goes to take it. Galley tries to center in front, but that play broken up. And back come the Rangers on the attack. It's Sandstrom to center ice. He's across the line. Drop pass into the corner. Here's McIver behind the net. Chased over to the sideboards now and played by Dave Christian. Back to Stevens. Back of the goal for Galley, and he clears it all the way down. Shaw goes back to take it. Icing is the call against Washington. The faceoff's going to be held inside the Washington zone. Kerry Fraser seemed to have something going with Thomas Sandstrom. Sandstrom still glaring at him on the ice, and they're talking long distance from one side of the rink to the other.
Who doesn't have something going with Thomas Sandstrom? Ron Hextall last night, a slash on the knees to Sandstrom. Says he's the dirtiest player in the league, and somebody ought to do something about it. The Capitals, remember, the last time they were in New York's Madison Square Garden, with all the replays backing it up, with John Davidson, the Ranger color commentator, making a comment on it. The Capitals sending the tape to the league office, showing Thomas Sandstrom pitchforking Ivan Korovo with a vicious spear to the midsection.
Here's Gronstrand to drive. That's blocked. It goes into the corner. Chased down by Kissio. He throws it back in for Ogrodnik. Now Ogrodnik chased on the play by Grant Ledger to the Capitals. A tie-up in the corner. Ogrodnik tries to fish it out. It's played by Kevin Hatcher. He leads it ahead to Korovo. Korovo dumps it across the line back inside Ranger ice. Van Beesbroek waiting there. And Korovo picks his pocket. Here's a shot. Blocked. Steve Leach got the shot off, and now Petit starts in on Leach.
And Hunter's in there as well.
Good scoring chance for Washington's Steve Leach, and Van Beesbroek scrambled right back and was able to get into position in time to make the save, but nearly got caught. Leach is not very happy with Petit right now.
And Korovo is also going to get bounced, I think, along with Petit.
Well, they're bringing Steve Leach over to the penalty box.
Well, the Bullets also in action tonight. They've got a critical game with the Chicago Bulls, and right now in the third period, they are on top of Michael Jordan and the Bulls, 83-78. So we hope you're with DC 20 tomorrow night when the Bullets continue their race for the playoffs in Indianapolis with a huge Eastern Conference showdown against the Pacers. It's live at 7:30. Mel Proctor and Phil Chenier bring you all the action right here on your superstation for sports, DC 20. Well, it is Leach and Petit. Korovo will remain out there on the ice. Ivan Korovo with a nice play behind the net. Steve Leach gets the shot away. It's kind of a deflected bouncing shot that Van Beesbroek is able to come up with. Guess that kind of ruins that perfect shooting percentage Steve Leach had featured. First shift this season in the National Hockey League, scores a goal in the Boston Garden, then gets into a fight, gets kicked out. One goal, one shift, one shot on goal, perfect 1,000% in the shooting percentage.
14:20, the time of the penalty calls to Leach and Petit. They each get minors for roughing. Face-off will be to the left of Van Beesbroek. The Capitals have outshot the Rangers 20-9 at this point in the game. And 10-6 in this period. Even better, it's 10-5. Here's the draw. Puck goes to the corner, and Francis-Getty tries to center, but it's grabbed, and back come the Rangers on the attack. Here's Brian Leach to the blue line. He's taken down by Larry Murphy, who sends it off the boards out to center for Adams. Greg Adams ahead now to Bobby Gould. Dumps it back inside Ranger territory. Taken away to the backboards. Francis-Getty centers a shot, and a goal! Greg Adams with a perfect feed pass from Lou Francis-Getty, who stole the puck in the corner. And Washington has tied the game at 3-3.
Well, Van Beesbroek has been wandering. He went out and was ripped by Dale Hunter. He had a puck stolen a moment ago by Ivan Korovo. Here, that puck is bouncing so far to the corner, he just should have stayed back in there. You saw how it spun farther to the corner, and he didn't get back. Francis-Getty beat him to it, and what a great shot by Greg Adams, who beats Leach. Francis-Getty knows he's going to get hammered. Leach thinks he's got a chance to get the puck. It bounces off his stick, and Greg Adams wastes no time before Van Beesbroek gets back into the goal. The Capitals have tied it at 3 with the wandering goaltender a couple bounces away, and some great hustle by Lou Francischetti and Greg Adams.
Adams' second goal in as many games, his 14th goal of the year. Francischetti gets an assist, and so does Bob Gould at 14:47. Play continues now out at center ice. Here's David Shaw driving the puck back into the Washington zone. Peters stops it behind the net and leaves it there for Scott Stevens. 3-3 score, 4:50 to go, second period of play. Here comes Stevens out to center ice. Stevens gets across the blue line. Tries to center for Miller in front, but McIver breaks that up. Behind the net, here's Gartner. Mike Gartner checked on the play in the corner. Now has Ridley come in to help him out. Shaw's all over Ridley. Ridley tries to kick it along the baseboard a bit, and Miller pulls alongside. Miller checked, and now Gartner finds the point man, Scott Stevens. Here comes Stevens walking in. He's got Gartner with him. Takes it in front, a backhand shot, a save, a rebound shot, and a goal! The Capitals go ahead, 4-3 as they pressure the Ranger net even more.
You can talk about Mark Howe, you can talk about Ray Bourque, you can talk about James Patrick. I'm convinced nobody in the National Hockey League makes this play from the point any better. You think you've got him pinned against the boards, he dekes, and look at the way Scott Stevens walks in, holds the puck, and makes the play. And he's the man who follows up his own shot to backhand it in. He's just pinned up against that left point, and yet he still gets loose and walks in. There's the backhand, rebounds loose. He gets the stick on it with Van Beesbroek down and puts the Caps on top with 4:10 left to play in the second period. I don't care which defenseman you're talking about, and you can include Paul Coffey in this. I don't think anybody makes that play from the point any better than Scott Stevens, and that's why he deserves to be at least one of the three finalists, I'm convinced, for the Norris Trophy.
They're going to say it's an unassisted goal for Scott Stevens at 15:50. Stevens' 10th goal of the year, and it puts Washington into a 4-3 lead. The Capitals have led in this game 1-0, 3-2, and are now ahead 4-3. Cleared by Erickson back inside the Washington zone. Here's Peters to play it out. Now feeds it over to Christian out to center ice. Kevin Hatcher picks it up at his own line. Hatcher to the center line, gets across the blue line inside the Ranger zone. Dumps it into the corner now for Pavanka. Pavanka off the back of the New York net. The Rangers content to let it sit there, and they feel that will bring the faceoff outside the Ranger zone. There's a break in the action with a score. The Capitals 4, the Rangers 3.
A minute and 3 seconds apart from Greg Adams and Scott Stevens. The Capitals have roared ahead of the Rangers. We've got 3:10 left to play in this second period.
Off the side of the Ranger net, the puck cleared out to the blue line. Here comes Mullen back now for New York. Offside called against the Rangers.
Brian Mullen should have given that puck up. He had Ogrodnik with a step on the defense. Didn't use it. Didn't use his winger. He continued to carry the puck. Ogrodnik knew he had the defense beaten, so he wasn't hanging around waiting and straddling that blue line. He was looking for that pass. You could have had a give-and-go situation and a great scoring chance. Capitals get lucky on the misplay by Mullen.
Linesman Ray Scaffanello ready to drop the puck. Gould leans in against Sear and beats him. Here's Scott Stevens with it out to center ice. Stevens goes right side. Lou Francischetti across the line. Tries to give it to Adams. He does. The centering pass for Gould is knocked down, but a shot and a goal! Poked in from way outside the circles, right down the middle. And it gets by Van Beesbroek. The Capitals move the lead out to 5-3.
Wait till you see the replay on this. Lou Francischetti on his knees just swats at it, and it goes in. He continues to hustle and makes the play. Hardy is the guy who tries to put a check on him. He gets upended by Sear. Now watch, you see Francischetti's down? He gets up on his knees and just bats the puck in. Unbelievable. Bounces it over Van Beesbroek's stick. Lou Francischetti has had chances in front of the net that haven't gone in. Now he gets one to go from high in the slot area on his knees. I guess they all even out, and the Capitals have jumped ahead by 2.
Franceschetti looked like he just knocked a little ground ball there. Hitting some fungos.
Well, he's a big Yankee fan, so I guess maybe he feels revitalized coming up here to New York City.
Goal number 4, time 17-13.
Time of the goal, 17-13. Franceschetti gets his 4th of the year, and now some pushing and shoving starts in the corner with Sear and Bobby Gould talking it over.
I tell you, this fourth line for the Capitals has been instrumental in the comeback. Go back to 14:47 of the period. Remember, it was Franceschetti, Gould, and Adams that got the Capitals back to this game tied up at 3-3, with Adams getting the goal after the great hustle by Franceschetti. Stevens then makes a big play, but here comes the fourth line again with Franceschetti popping in goal number 4. Adams and Stevens picking up the assists. He was a marked man coming into the building because of what he did to James Patrick, and we saw in that replay of his goal, Paul Sear certainly had the leg stuck out, much in the fashion that Franceschetti had when he took Patrick down. So Paul Sear took Lou Franceschetti down, but didn't get him out, as Franceschetti came back up on his knees to score the goal.
2:17 left to go here in the second period. Rangers come back. Here's McIver across the line into Sandstrom in the corner, rather Ogrodnik. He's checked on the play. The puck cleared back to the blue line. Wrist shot knocked down by Langway, stopping David Shaw's attempt, and it's sent out of the zone to center. McIver tries to hack it past Gartner, but Gartner still has the puck. Throws it ahead to Kelly Miller. Miller struggles with McIver. Works into the corner to Ridley. Ridley with the puck. Ridley back over to Ledyard. Ledyard tries to center. Can't get it to Miller. Still has it. Finds Gartner, but throws it off his skate. Back of the net. The Caps keep moving it around. Here's Miller with the puck. Jammed up by Kissio. Now Ridley in to try and dig it out. McIver finally takes it and clears out of the zone all the way back to the Washington line. 1:25 to play here in the second period. The Capitals in the lead 5-3 over the Rangers. In the corner, here's Erickson. And a frozen puck. Hunter is in there along with Mullen, and they've ruled a hand pass stopping play now with 1:16 to go in the second period. The two teams were tied at 1-1 after one period on power play goals by Gartner for Washington and McIver for New York. And here in the second period, Dahlin put the Rangers in the lead, then Ridley tied it up for Washington. Nyland again took the lead for the Rangers until Adams tied it up, and that was followed by Washington scores from Scott Stevens and Lou Franceschetti. And that has given the Capitals the 5-3 lead. Gustafson pokes it back to the Ranger line. It's tied up right in front of the Washington bench. And now Dave Christian drives it on in. 50 seconds to play in the second period. Lead pass to center. Hatcher tries to clear it out. The Rangers are offside, and there'll be a face-off in neutral ice.
Boy, having the Capitals taking this crowd almost completely out of the game, I'm sure will be back in full throat for the third period, but after they had the momentum going, roaring when their newfound hero, Chris Nyland, had scored to make it a 3-2 game, they were really buzzing. But now this crowd deathly silent as the Capitals have come back.
The puck sent high in the air out to center ice and batted back into the Washington zone by Mullen. Here's Hatcher setting up. 30 seconds to play in the period. Lead pass to center ice. Gustafson brings it ahead to Christian. Puts it back inside the Ranger zone, and Van Beesbrook behind the net. Steers it off the boards. Back to the Washington line, and Scott Stevens. He throws to center. Here's Ulf Dahlin with it now for New York. Backs it up to Gronstrand. Back over to Dahlin. Sends it all the way in. Peters blocks it right at the buzzer. We finished 40 minutes of play, and the Capitals with a 3-goal outburst near the end of the period. Adams, Stevens, and Franceschetti, and that has brought the Capitals from behind to a 5-3 lead over New York. Shots on goal in the second period, the Capitals 13, a two-period total of 23, and the Rangers with 7, a two-period total of 11. Our live exclusive coverage continues in a moment after these.